Hello, everybody. Excuse me. Good afternoon, good early afternoon, and welcome along to your pre-match build-up here on the Rangers Rabble podcast. As Rangers welcome Hibs to Ibrox. I am joined by Callum. Callum, how are you?
Mate, doing good. Lovely day for football today, sun shining. Always interest when we play Hibs. Flying at the minute, so wee bit nervy about the game, but no, looking forward to it, mate. Great day for football.
It is a great day for football, and I'm stuck in a dingy wee office while everybody else gets to go out and enjoy the football. So yeah. I mean, Callum, it feels, see, because there's been no midweek games, it feels as though it's been about a year since I've seen Rangers.
Aye. I know what you're on about, Martin, and it's been a wee while since we played at Ibrox and all.
Mhm.
But yeah, it has felt like a long time. But to be honest, I don't know what it's like for you, Martin, but I've kind of got one eye on this game on Thursday, mate. For me, I'm just wanting to get this weekend over. Atletico Bilbao on Thursday. I know we're not covering that yet, but I'd be just subbing players off at half time, making sure they're fit. Like, make sure, don't push them too hard because, I think the big game's on Thursday, to be honest. But no, always good when we play Hibs, though. They tend to be quite exciting games, especially at Ibrox. You know what I mean? Always one for a red card, isn't it?
Well, you did mention it. By the way, I put the wrong background up, and I'm getting hounded for it in the comments. So I apologise for putting up the wrong background. Folks, please do like, share, and subscribe. There's a lot of pre-match build-ups now. So please like, share, and subscribe, folks. Help push this out to more people. Try and get more people involved. Your support is always phenomenal. So thank you very much. Callum, you mentioned it there. It's been a while since we've seen Rangers at home. It's also been a while since we've won at home. Now, it's all right to sit here and give it when the league's done. The performance isn't massive. It doesn't really matter that much, etc., etc. I feel the complete opposite. That, the fans that have went to every single game, we deserve something, Callum. And we don't just deserve a performance today. We deserve the result.
Oh, aye, 100%. I mean, and you think about it as well, Martin. I think if we lose today, is that what 5 losses at Ibrox in a row? Which, we've seen some poor Rangers teams. That's just unheard of. You should never be losing even close to that many games at home. You know what I mean? And what's so weird about it is I mind earlier in the season, it was almost the complete opposite, where we were really good at home and we couldn't kick our own arse away from home. Whereas now it's like, I don't know what it's been with the last few games. We've just been so bad. I mean, I thought that the Motherwell game especially, I don't know if that was our last league game at Ibrox, but I mean, that was seriously stinking, So I don't know what's happened with the home games, but yeah, they definitely owe us a performance. And I think if it's 5 in a row or whatever it is today, that'd be, really embarrassing. So 100% big performance and big win needed today for sure. Fans deserve it, as you say. Been a long season, so definitely.
It has. It's been a draggy season. Okay, let's take a look then as I totally move my camera. At the starting lineup, so it's Butland and goal, back 4, I think, Callum, of Tavernier, Sterling, Suter, and Jeffy, and then Barron, Diamande, Raskin, with Cherney back in the squad, with Igaman and Dessers up front. First things first, Callum, that's a back 4, isn't it?
It's got to be a back 4, I think. You'll have Sterling in at centre half. What do you think about Jeffy being in there? Because I'm noticing no Yilmaz on the bench. Is he injured?
Well, I'm waiting for the manager's pre-match thoughts to bring them to you.
Aye.
But I'm not sure if it must be some kind of injury. Otherwise, he would be in. He would be in the
I
squad.
think
So it
so.
must be an injury.
I mean, he was poor in the last few games. I mean, I've not been the biggest fan of Jeffy, but I probably would welcome that change as well. Here's one thing I want to put to you, Martin. I would have liked to see, and I've seen a few people say in the comments, I've liked Igaman when he plays up there with Danilo. I thought it would have been interesting. Maybe put Danilo in the day, possibly save Dessers for the game on Thursday. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think we'll maybe see Danilo today?
I think we should. I think we have to at some point soon see Danilo. Because you've also got that, and I know it hasn't really happened for him, but what if Dessers pulls up in the first 5 minutes on Thursday? Or
Aye,
what if Igaman pulls up and Danilo's had little to no minutes?
aye.
I'm surprised. I thought he might have maybe left Dessers in and went with Danilo and Dessers and gave Igaman a break, but then Igaman scored the goal against Celtic at Parkhead, so maybe he's wanting him to come back in and just try and reignite that for him, keep that going. I would have definitely looked at resting Dessers today and giving Danilo that start. I'm not one of these, Callum, and I don't know about you. See this, they're not fit enough, so we'll give them the last half an hour, 15 minutes, half an hour. Give them the first half, and then if you need to change it, change it.
I agree. I mean, it was always a bit like that under Philippe Clement, wasn't it? Where he was very cautious with bringing players back for injuries. He gave them a few minutes at the end of the game, and I think we suffered for that because, as you were saying, they're not getting match fit. Guys like Danilo, they barely kick the ball. Even guys like Sterling, Suter as well, they're just not really getting the consistent game time. It's something we need to get back into the team. See, something funny I just thought of, though. What on earth is happening to this guy, Fernandes, that we signed in January? I've just completely forgot that guy existed, mate. Like, he's not even on the bench again. What is actually going on there, Martin? Seriously?
I've got absolutely no idea.
I don't know if he's injured. I don't know if he's just rubbish. Like, what is actually going on with that boy? Seriously.
Well, has Barry used them since he came in?
I don't think so. No.
No, I'm not 100% sure that he has. We'll come back to the Danilo enigma in a wee second, but let's touch on Fernandez's 7 match programs outside the loud. Let's touch on the goalkeeper, Jack Butland, his 100th appearance today, Callum, for Rangers.
Yep. Well, I think you probably know, Martin. No biggest fan of Jack Butland, I've got to say. I thought when he first came in, first season here, I thought he'd done pretty well overall. But I think we all mind he had that whole thing with Southgate watching him and the whole England call-up. And I think, the facts are the facts. Since he got turned down by England, I don't think he's been very good at Rangers, particularly in the league. I think in Europe we've seen probably a lot better for him, especially in recent games. Like, there's no doubt he was really good against Fenerbahce, and he was pretty good in the Old Firm too. But he has let in a lot of clangers. Now, do you drop him? I'm not sure, because at the same time, Liam Kelly, once again, no played much, and he didn't exactly set the world alight when he was playing for us either. But I do think goalkeeper is a position we're going to have to look at, because I don't know what you think, Martin, but I'm not confident with Jack Butland as our number one keeper going forward. I think, honestly, I hate to be negative, but probably one of my biggest disappointments of the season, given how good he was at points last season. I just don't think he's really lived up to it, to be honest.
I was on mute. I've said it for actually quite the vast majority of this season, that ever since that mistake against Celtic in last season's cup final, people always saying, "Oh, Martin, you've said this 1,000 times," but it seems to me the truth. Since that mistake, more and more mistakes have crept into his game, and I don't know. I just think the mistakes are getting more and more noticeable. It's like more and more simple mistakes he's making. It's not like somebody's hit a shot from afar and he's not got down quick enough. The ball's coming straight at him and he can't gather it in, and he's making all sorts of mistakes. So unless a new manager can come in the summer with some better players round about him to give him a little bit more confidence, and that improves his game, maybe, I don't know. But what I do think is that right now, would Liam Kelly make those same mistakes that Butland's making? I don't think so. But is Liam Kelly a better goalkeeper than Jack Butland? Does Liam Kelly make some of the point blank saves that Jack does in Europe? I don't think so. I don't think he's as good a goalkeeper that way. So the Butland Kelly, I mean, I've brought it up myself in the past. I've had, time to think, which for me isn't always a good thing. But the Butland Kelly argument, I don't think it makes that much sense putting Kelly in. I don't think he's anywhere near as good shot stopper or anywhere near as good a goalkeeper as what Jack Butland is. That doesn't mean I'm sitting here though, Callum, saying that Jack Butland is a great goalkeeper and I've got no complaints.
I hear that point of view, Martin, and that's fair enough. I mean, what I'd say to defend Liam Kelly though is I don't think he's done too much wrong in a Rangers shirt, has he? He's never really had a consistent run of games. He's always come in sort of infrequently, but I think for the most part he's done quite well when he's played. He's had a few mistakes, don't get me wrong, and I don't think he is the answer going forward. But just on the broader point there, I was checking the league table before I jumped on with you today, man, and Rangers defence this season, it's been, I think, 31 goals conceded in 31 games. And you're thinking, I think defence has escaped quite a lot of criticism over the last few years. You think it back to the 55 season, what was it? We conceded like 13 goals all season or something like that. And now you're talking the season's not even over and we've almost conceded like well over double that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we've recruited really quite poorly at the back, and I think that includes goalkeeper. And what's annoying as well, though, we've always done well with keepers, haven't we? Like, all throughout my life, Rangers have always had not only usually a good first choice keeper, but usually a good backup too. And it's probably the first time in my life where we really have looked quite vulnerable there. So it's something that these new owners are going to have to address in the summer quite urgently. I'm thinking
I would jump back and say, look, my point on Liam Kelly. Liam Kelly's much better with the ball at his feet. Much better with the ball at his feet, right? I completely take that on board. As people start coming into my house and it starts getting a wee bit frantic, and my green screen goes mental. Anyway, let's hear from the manager, shall we? Who spoke to RTV? Let's hear what Barry has to say.
Barry, just firstly on the team, is it good to get obviously Vaslav back in the starting 11?
Yeah, it's good to see him back. Obviously, he's had a couple of training sessions which he's come through pretty well. So delighted to have him back. Whether he'll last the 90 minutes, we just need to wait and see. But look, he's been a big player for me since I've come into this job. I thought we missed him last week against Dundee, so we're obviously delighted that he's going to be available to start, and hopefully he can bring his qualities.
What do you want to see from your side today that you perhaps didn't see last weekend in Dundee?
Starting the game a hell of a lot better. I wasn't happy with it. I made that clear at half time. Certainly got a reaction in the second half, but we need to be a lot more solid. That's clear for everybody to see. That's something that we spoke about at length, something that we've worked on, and hopefully the amount of sessions that we've went through and the amount of analysts that we went through, that we can obviously be more solid defensively, because I think going forward we always look a real threat. So yep, there's been a lot of work put in this week, but one thing I will say is the boys have responded in the right manner.
Yeah, how key is it today to get that first goal and not give yourself a mountain to climb once again?
It's always key at home. I mean, I think far too many teams now enjoy coming to Ibrox, and that's something that frustrates me. So we need to start changing that, and we've got a brilliant opportunity today. We're coming up against a Hibs team that are clearly high in confidence, 15 unbeaten in the league. So we're expecting a tough one, but we have to take our game plan to Hibs and make sure that we stamp our authority on the game.
Yeah, is that important to get back to winning ways at Ibrox and give the supporters a performance that they'll?
Yeah, it is. I mean, but we've overturned the away form. There's no doubt about that. But the home form's something that, again, as a group that we spoke about, and we need to change that. As I said, we need to make sure teams come here and don't enjoy playing at Ibrox. That's got to be the way forward. So as I said, the clear messages to the players, and they fully understand that we need to start games really quickly, really on the front foot and be aggressive.
Start quickly, start on the front foot, be aggressive. There's plenty to actually unpack in that wee couple of minutes that he said to our TV there. But that's one of the most important things for me, Callum. We have not started games well. How many games now is that? We've been 2 goals down before we've even kicked a ball. So he's 100% right. We're at home. We've not played well at home. We need to start this game well.
100%, and it's once again the anomaly of this Rangers team, isn't it? Where when we played at Celtic Park, that was about the best start I can remember our Rangers team having in an Old Firm in years. You know, that first 20-30 minutes we were absolutely on fire. Then you look at the Dundee game and we started absolutely honking. So yeah, they've got to get the start right, and you know, because Hibs are a good team and Hibs will punish us. You know, they were pretty rubbish at the start of the season, but you can see that David Gray really has turned them around, and you know, their support will be up for it. They'll bring a big support. You know, it's going to be a tough game, and we've got to start quick or they will punish us. But I just want to say on Barry Ferguson, just like the comments are saying, so refreshing listening to this guy. You know, there's just no like BS whatsoever. He's so honest, so direct about everything, and he's saying exactly what we all want to hear. You know, I just think it's so good when he's a fan and you know that he gets it just the same as us. And I think it comes across when you hear him speak. Because I don't know about you, I mean, listening to that Clement interview and all that was just absolutely guff. You know what I mean? So it's
listen. Certain managers have got ways that they speak. They've got ways that they bring themselves across. There's obviously a wee bit of the language in there as well. You know, you would be nervous going to a foreign country, even if you spoke the language. You know, you're speaking to people who are fluent in that language. Not that I'm defending Clement. It's just Barry's from. It would be like Barry going over to Genk or whatever. He probably wouldn't say everything the way that they wanted it to be said. I think that's probably fair. But no, I'm totally on board with you on that. You know, But just because Barry speaks that way doesn't necessarily mean that he is the man that we should have going forward.
No,
I just
I'm
want
not
to make
saying that. I'm
clear.
not saying that. Aye,
But
but
yeah,
it is just refreshing,
It's
isn't it? You know.
for his Callum to hear a manager just come out and go. I mean, the way he spoke about the defence, we've not been good enough defensively. He wants to see a big change for that today. There's only so much in saying that Barry and his coaching staff can do in the training park. It's up to the players to go out there and put in that solid shift.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think the players have, ultimately they're the ones going out there playing, aren't they? And we've seen in the last few league games, especially Dundee, really, really not at it at all. So it's 100% down to them. And I think what's frustrating as well is, the goals we conceded are pretty poor, aren't they? Like, I mean, some of the goals we conceded against Dundee were just absolutely, amateur level stuff. Do you know what I mean? So they got to be concentrated. Once again, Hibs, I don't really know many of their players, but I know they're in great form right now. So, the defence has to be up for it. I'm a wee bit nervy, maybe, about having Sterling in at centre half. I think he's done well there from time to time, but he's not had the most minutes in that recently. Jeffy, I think, can always be a bit of a liability, but where I will give credit, I think Tavernier has actually been probably a bit better lately. Would you not think? I think
Yeah.
Better form, I do worry a bit about Jeffy though. I've never really rated him defensively.
See, I'm the opposite. Right, defensively, yes, he's been suspect. Mm-hmm. Defensively, quite a few times, and obviously the biggest one that sticks out, I think, is the Man U game where Fernandes comes in at the back post, and but Jeffy's been culpable of that same mistake several times. So that's something that he has to fix. I just think he gives us so much going forward, though. I really do.
I don't know. I think
it doesn't take away mistakes. But
assists though, I remember Barisic used to get you 10, 15 assists this season. You know what I mean? And Jeffy's not the kind of guy who does that. So when you talk about going forward, I've got to be honest, I don't really see it. I think he's got quite a good dribbling ability and he runs forward with it well. But also
Jeffy can get you. Jeffy can, and maybe in a better team it might be more prevalent. Jeffy can get you 50, 60 yards up the pitch in a matter of seconds. Does he do it enough? Probably not. But has any Rangers player this season at home done it enough? Has any Rangers player this season done it enough? Bar maybe Czerny.
Yeah, that's fair. I just want to see a bit more end product from him. That's all I'm saying. Because I think at Rangers, we've been used to having fullbacks who do deliver that, to be fair, over the years. I mean, Tavernier, as much stick as he gets, he has been such a good example of that, just season in, season out, coming up with end product, goals and assists in games. And, they're fullbacks. You don't expect them to be scoring high. But I would like to see a wee bit more from that from Jeff Day. I think he definitely still has a career about him. But yeah, I was wanting to ask you, Martin, what do you think about Connor Barron and Diomande in that midfield? It's Connor Barron, he's not been playing too much back in the team now. What's your take on that?
Well, it depends. If he's gone back to a 4, how is he setting it up? Who's the sitter? Is it Barron or is it Raskin?
I think it probably would be.
Or is it both?
Raskin, wouldn't it? Maybe. Would it be Diomande, you think, would play forward, wouldn't he? Probably more than 10 role.
What's Barron's position for you?
I'd say he's kind of a box-to-box midfielder. I think where he's best is just running and harassing players. I don't think he's got very good technical ability. He's not got a great passing range and he's not going to score you goals, but I think he brings energy to the team. I don't know, maybe box-to-box, I guess you could say.
So judging by that, then you would have Raskin sitting behind both Barron and Diomande and letting Barron do the dirty work for both boxes.
I think I'd agree with that. I think Raskin can dictate the game. I think he does play. I'd say he probably does play a wee bit better, deeper. He can contribute with goals, Raskin, but he's not really an attacking midfielder, like a traditional attacking midfielder, you'd say, would you?
Raskin?
I wouldn't really say so.
I don't know. He's done better recently, getting forward. He got the goal and then he got the assist against Celtic and stuff like that. If you can start adding that to his game. I always felt Raskin was more a breaker up in the middle of the park. A harassing player, a closing down player, because I don't think his passing ability is the best. Personally. But it'll be interesting to see how they do set that midfield up. But that brings us on, Callum, to Czerny. The best player for me in this team right now, forum-wise, by a country mile.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's even a debate about it. I think you could wrap up the Player of the Season awards already because I think it's been him by an absolute country mile. I mean, I've got to say, pretty much flawless since he's joined. I remember when he first came in, people got on his back a wee bit at the start, but since then, he's just shown great mentality, so consistent throughout the season, good player to watch. And what I like about him is with Czerny, even in games where he doesn't get you a goal and assist and it maybe doesn't work out for him, he's still always trying something, man. Like, he never gives up. He really is tireless, and I'd absolutely love to see him stay on for another season if we can do that. So huge having him back, just praying he's fit for Thursday though. So I don't take any risk with him. That's all I'd say.
Just quickly on Hibs, the Hibs team, for those who care: Smith in goal, Miller, Levitt, Boyle, Cadden, Iredale, Obita, Hoylett, Triantis, Rocky, and Kurherovic. I think I've pronounced that correctly. I don't know much about the individual Hibs players, Callum. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I do. The one player I don't like, because he can cause you issues, he can cause you problems, he can score goals, he's very quick, he's quite technical, is Martin Boyle. Somebody who we have to deal with properly today.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we've seen in games in the past, even when we've beaten Hibs, he's always kind of been the danger man. I remember he used to give like Barisic quite a tough game back in the day, and he's one of those, you can tell he just kind of loves playing against Rangers. I mean, Hibs don't only slag them too much, but we are frankly their cup final. I know they have Hearts too, but Hibs are absolutely obsessed with Rangers, and all their players are going to treat this like an absolute World Cup final, and especially a guy like him who knows what it's all about to play for that club. So I've got to watch him. Quick player. I mean, I always remember that game at Hampden. Hate to remind you of it, but really tore us apart that day. So I'd say he's definitely the danger man, isn't he? I mean, I don't really know many of their other players, to be honest, but he's definitely the one that sticks out to me to watch.
I know it's proper bad. I run a podcast and I don't know the opposition team. I think that probably goes to show where my priorities lie. It's just all about the Rangers. In terms of the subs bench, Kelly, Proper, Cortez, Bayrami, Balogun, Hadji, McCausland back on the bench, Curtis and Danilo. We spoke about Danilo earlier. Good to see Finlay Curtis back on the bench, Callum. Good to see Ross McCausland back on the bench. Bayrami, I don't expect to get any minutes. I may be wrong, but he's been so out of form, it's unreal. And he's not even been doing it for his national team, which is where he always done it. But the main talking point every single week, Callum, isn't Danilo. It isn't Bailey Rice, who's not on the bench today. He's picked up a knock. It's Cortez. Do we finally get to see this boy on the park?
You'd hope so, because when are we actually going to see this guy, man? I mean, the only Rangers player he kind of reminds me of is, do you mind me signing that boy for Bournemouth? I think he was called like Offabor or whatever, and he just never played. I know it was different, but he just like absolutely never played. And Cortez has been like that. I think he's played 3 games his whole career, and we've just never seen the guy, And it was a shame, because when he played, he looked like he was gonna, he looked like he had something about him. So, frankly, I don't really care, Martin, because I just don't think we're going to see him make a career at Rangers, do you? I mean, I just don't think it's going to happen at this point. I think when you've been out of the team for that long, mate, I just think it's going to be difficult.
Because we have to buy him, Callum. We have to buy him. So no team's going to buy him off us until he plays some games. So no, unless you want to pay the $4 million or whatever it is, he never plays, and then what?
So are we definitely buying him then?
Yes,
that's
we have to buy him. Yeah.
Okay. I never knew that, right.
So he will. I've no doubt he'll feature at some point. Will he feature this season? You would like to think so.
Well, I think if we have an obligation, you might as well play him in a game like this, which is kind of a dead rubber towards the end of the season. Because he's not going to play on Thursday, is he? Do you know what I mean? So
no, I don't think he's in the European squad. So.
Oh, you doubt he would be, aye. So, might as well give him a few minutes today. What do you think? Do you think Barry will give him half an hour? Or
I think he has to give him something, whether it's... I mean, it all depends on the scoreline, doesn't it? Let's be honest.
Aye.
If we're 2-0 down again, I don't think you see Cortez. I think you probably get more chance of seeing Bayrami than you've got of seeing Cortez if we're 2-0 down, for example.
Aye.
If it's one of those days where everything clicks and we're 2 or 3-0 up with 20 minutes to go, why would he not put him on? Why would you not give him some minutes? You think he has to. He has to at some point. You think there would be pressure for the board as well to say, look, Barry, we know you're in here to do a job, but this guy needs to get minutes because we're needing to pay for him. You know what I mean? But anyway, just before we go, Callum, I hate doing this, but people in the comments love it. Please like, share, and subscribe as well, folks, by the way. Every single like, every single share, every single subscribe goes a long, long way. Come back and leave your comments as well during the game if you want. And I say during the game, In 9 minutes' time, I will be doing solo the watch along for today's game. So if you are a channel member on any tier on YouTube or Patreon, at 10 to 3, you can come and watch the watch along with me as part of your Rabble membership for the Rabble network. So just before we go, Carl, links for that are in the description as well, folks. Predictions.
I'm going to say, because I'm feeling good, it's the weekend, nice day outside, mate. 4-0 to the Rangers. We are a people, all right? 4-0, we're going to batter them.
And I will not even give my prediction because I'm going to leave it on that positive note. And why not? Gary's gone 5-1. I mean, that's probably fair with our defence to maybe concede a wee goal. I'm singing the blues. I'm not bringing that up. Paul's gone 2-0. Listen, folks, go and enjoy the game. If you are a member, make sure and join me in 8 minutes for the watch along for today's game. If you're not a member and you want to, links in the description. Come and join the Rabble Network. Help support the podcast and get easily an extra 8 shows a week on the Rabble Network. So, Callum, thank you very much, my friend. Enjoy the game. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Enjoy the game. And if you're not on the watch along, we will see you straight after the game, or just a wee bit after the game, for post-match reaction. So enjoy, folks, and I hope your team wins.